Danke siyabonga. Khuluma nomphakathi wami, the company of legends, the scheme nation, the scheme of winners. If you are 18 years plus, ngicela una 18 years and older, it is very important for you to be 18 and older. Join Hollywood Bets now and get a 25 rand bonus plus 50 free spins. The promo code ibhale scheme. So if you want to unlock more bonuses, ngicela ukuthi ulandele the link on the comment section. Ibhale ukuthi SKWM yena loka scheme. So tshela umngane wakho, tshela omunye umngane wakho ukuthi iHollywood Bets i-embrace and i-endorse abo scheme. Thank you siyabonga. Brother Miles, kune passion eserious ebonakala emehlweni wakho.
Thola ukuthi bheka la kuyadliwa la mfethu. Lento ukuthi uzaloku ukhuluma English lana millions.
Let's name and shame.
We are not going to allow you ukuthi usebenzise le phone lezo ezosijumphisela izinto.
You can't regulate that thing.
Thabo Mbeki then took a pen and pull it over this whole thing of prisoners' rights. What rights does prisoners have?
Bayithe sidla kamnandi la.
So I've been married now for almost 30 years and mfazi wami uyangikhaba. It was more like redistribution of the country's wealth.
Prison break gone.
Yeah. Most powerful, most peaceful, most entertaining jailbreak. Into bayenzile babambe abofather lapha esibhedlela babakhumulisa impahla zabo bagcoke impahla zabo ejele ngalenza labancane. I then found out later ukuthi the big fives pimped me to say, look, this guy at night he talks about Mandela. Who's Mandela? Yeah. Bephuma opdrag ukuthi bakhipha ilihlo mawuphapha lapha.
Ngelipuna.
Yeah, bayingcono
nabe ngamashanglos ngaphandle.
Vele. Phela kunamajita kuphela. And it was never allowed according to the book.
Yeah.
Ibhuku la kaNgelekezana noNongoloza.
Yeah.
Ukuthi impatha izositshela la ukuthi ifuneke ezini. But they allowed me. They
Poppy Act izonilimaza.
Yani ukurayise so hlangana khona esithubeni sakaNtombela.
Yeah.
The notorious propagandistic spin doctor.
That's very deep. Yeah.
You know, I thought he's a young man that wants to come and learn from the old dogs.
Chief, are you saying imali impande yesono, Chief?
No, bekazi ukuthi kuzofika isikhathi lapho kuzoba khona namazondo commission.
I might be wrong, stand to be corrected.
When money talks, greed listens.
You're in a sticky situation.
Yeah, and I shy at eating out him.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, manene namanenekazi, heavenly greetings. Siyanibingelela on this Sunday, beautiful weather. Siyabona ukuthi into ziya-improve in the country. I hope now into zakho zihamba kahle la ukhona usedladleni. uNkulunkulu sanigcinile nawe nefamily yakho. It took me 35 years when I spoke to Grootman engihleli nalo la uthi mfethu, I've been waiting for this call for the past 35 years. This is the man I've been looking for nami myself, and I am happy today to pronounce ukuthi the man that's making sense kahle kahle in terms of this thing, because you at some point branded the uniform, your correctional services, and you're one of the people I know ukuthi you are fighting all the injustices of the past with regards to correctional services. So it's going to be a beautiful episode because you are going to be unpacking, maybe rewriting the history together. Ziningi into ezikhona ngiyazi ukuthi ngo-2017 kuyoba khona ama-resolutions athathwe correctional services. I don't know what happened to that. And then I saw you of late kukhulunywa ngendaba yama-cell phone edanyane kune-out yasedladleni yangaphandle iyazishuta lapha ite sidla kamnandi la. So namhlanje it's going to be a beautiful and an awesome episode. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome iGrootman yami, Mr. Miles Buru himself. Thank you, leader, for coming through. Ngicela ubingelela abantu ekhaya, ubatshele nje amagama wakho wonke aphelele.
Ngiyanibonga abantu benkosi, abantu basekhaya, abantu basedladleni, emakhistini. Yeah, uMiles Buru lana. Ngaqanjwa legama leli umkhulu wami. Kodwa ugogo wami wathi no, kufanele sikunike igama lamadlozi. Yeah, kwathiwa nguyingodo. Yeah, wazi ingodo lento eqinile igodo. Harde kop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so le gama la Golden Miles Brewery nje ukuthi umshikashika kade sukwenza ukuthi singene yabo kulezi zinto zengama yabo. That's why mina I was classified other colored under clearling. So that's why I could go to colored schools and did all my subjects in Afrikaans. But sizofika ngelinye ilanga lapho. Yeah, but njengoba ngisho isibongo sona sakabhudu vele.
Abahlobo bani abobhudu?
Ya amaHindu ahlanganiswe namaZulu. Umkhulu wami udabuka ePhomolui eKwaZulu Natal province. Kodwa kwaba nentembi enzekalayo lapha ngoba ugogo wami bekumzulu wakaMabaso bahlala ku Homestead. Makashona ubaba kamkhulu wami. Abafu mkhulu wami. Abafowabo. Bamtshela ukuthi aphuma phele la ngoba wabalethela umzulu. As umfazi. Waphuma ke umkhulu wami. Baya eKranskop lapho bokuhlala khona ugogo wami. From eKranskop ke umkhulu wami weza ngapha eTransvaal wazawuthola umsebenzi la emine kuthiwa eGrootvlei eBalfour. Wasebenza makaqeda ukusebenza aba right walanda ugogo wami ke. eTranscorp Natali baloku bakhuphuka baze bafika eNigel. Yilapho ngidabuka khona ke mina ngazalwa eNigel eplazini kuthiwa iSarudiville. Bokuyiplaza nje lathengwa yile iJuda. Lokuthi abathengisi
konje Rathanda ingale kulama side vele ngale.
Mawundlula ke eNigel ke soya eRathanda.
Amakasi wakhona. Ikasi laseNigel ini lokishi?
Duduza.
Nigel iDuduza kwaThema eTsakane kwaTsaduza. Nigel ngalo Springs Nigel. No ngiyayizwa kahle ke. Grootman yami I think abantu abaningi banale tone accent abakwaziyo bayazi ukuthi ukhuluma Reggae Afrikaans and ukhuluma le English nge-accent. So ukhuluma ngesizulu, wakhuluma ngobhudu, wakhuluma ukuthi wena indabuko yakho wena wile out enobudaki traditional. You understand? But now kunale issue yesikhalanzino. Washikhandi kahle kahle ibuyaphi indaba yobukhalanzino kuwe? Unegazi lamakhalanzino or yilento yokuthi ukwazi ukungena bayokufaka kuleza igele?
No into enzeka bakusho ukuthi abobhudu baningi uthola amabhudu abasuthu abobhudu be Maxhosa amaZulu kodwa umkhulu wami yena angazi kwafika kanjani ukuthi ba-classify ubabami as under clearling. Nami mase ngikhula ngizalwa nami ngaclassifywa as no other clearling, other colored. So that's why I had this privilege to go to a colored school, Sarutieville Laar School. And next to Sarutieville Laar School bekhona ilokishi kuthiwa yi-Charterstone. And i-Charterstone ke manje and in the mid-70s abantu bakhishwa lapha nge-force removal. An Afrikaanse gedwonge verwydering. Babakhipha abantu eCharterstone babathumela eDuduza so that le ndawo bayilungisela amakhaladi. Ukuthi amakhaladi bawalanda from all over the country ukuthi basondele eSekunda lapha bekwakha khona iSasol 2. And there was this thing ukuthi amakhaladi has got more skills, artisan skills than abafowethu nabodadewethu. So baqala lelokushi ukuthi amakhaladi abayiseduze neSekunda ukuthi they must go and build iSasol 2. That's the very brief history of Charterstone Alra Park vis-a-vis Sarudiville.
No, but mina I think you are more swaying into Leskin samakhalanzino. Yes, you might be udaki, but even itone accent yakho ilingo yakho inale, because angithi question yami leyo ukhuliswe yibo labantu.
Vele. Vele kusho ukuthi lapho besihlala khona eSarudiville bekuyimixture. Bekuhlala amakhaladi amandiya abobhrubitha abantu abamnyama bonke yabo. So isikolo vele bekuyi-Sarudiville Laar School primary school.
Grootman yami now jwale riyakena ngifuna singene kahle deep ne, and then so bagayela ilingo yabo bakwazi ukuthi ba-understande bonke ngoba sinabantu abaseZambia eZalawe, sinabantu abaseLesotho, sinabantu abaseGaborone. They want to understand what exactly are we chatting or talking about this day. So ungena kanjani eDanyani, because it's very important for us to mention that you were once languishing behind bars and you became very instrumental and you became a laxative in the system of correctional services. Even now, you are still a pain in the flesh. So I want to understand, when correctional services, they are looking at Golden Miles Pudu, what do you think is actually popping in their heads?
Well, it is unfortunate, Gushuti, since my release from prison in 1991, they saw me as just a nuisance and an enemy of the state, where I, in fact, became an enemy of individuals who has bestowed unto themselves too much power, who acted as if they are above the law and are a law unto themselves, and does that with a sufficient enthusiasm of impunity. That is the people who became my enemy, not the Department of Prison then and Department of Correctional Services now. Because I speak and I keep to my speaking. I talk and I keep talking, and I make sure I stay on the right side of the law. I walk the narrow and the tight, and I never take a no for an answer. You know, when I went to prison, I went as a qualified laboratory technician, a laboratorium technicus. I started working in Cecil in 1980 after I finished my matric, because I did natuurskeikunde, that is physical science, biology, wiskunde, algebra and meetkunde. Nespoon. So lama subject lawa course ukuthi ngingene as a laboratory assistant, and then I got promoted as a laboratory analyst, and then I ended up being sent away by the regime lapha eSasol, because I became a nuisance. Ukutshela abafowethu ukuthi, look, you also got the same qualification. You passed matric, did science, maths and biology, but you are not allowed to work in a laboratory as an analyzer, as a technician, because of the color of your skin. You must go and collect samples at the plant. Plant yase eSasol speak. You can't go and walk around. You must have transport. So to collect samples at the different chemical plants, as a black man like me, you need to have a matric with biology, science, and maths. And you are called upon to go in the lab and do those analysis. Not, no, this thing cannot happen. Then I started organizing a chemical workers union. And then they said, no, let's send Miles to go and study somewhere. Bang Tumela Valtechnicon Logatal. I don't know what is it now called. And 6 months on the site, 6 months at the college. When I finished after 3.5 years, I had a longer tail than the one I had when I went, and I was fired within a week on the spot, because I was starting to mobilize. And I couldn't get a job anywhere because of the reference. Wherever I go, go to Shell or Mobile Laboratories, my reference alone said, no, you cannot have this young man here. He's a terrorist.
You were thorn in the flesh, actually.
Too much.
So are you saying these were white people who were, or you call it white supremacy?
That's it.
Okay.
So I ended up one day at Tutu's. I met with some guys having a drink or two. And then one guy who was the first black assistant manager, Kulapnes Furniture in Nigel. You must remember, in Nigel, it's a conservative Afrikaner folk state.
Predominantly, yeah.
Yeah. And this guy was the first in Nigel to be appointed as a manager. And Lapnes. So masihleli siphuza lapha eduduze endaweni yakasedi khona enye out yami usane lonjana la. Masihleli siphuza la. Le out yang approach mina sihleli lapha. Yatibeka naba futhi mina I'm a manager at Lapnes. So ngifuna ukuthi sishaye odlo la. Manje odlo.
Ekhipha ispan.
Ngathi manje senzani ukuthi nabheka la ngizonenzela ama duplicate wekhiyo. Yabo. Bayazi mos eNigeria ukuthi ilapha sikuphi. And then from there manje mangenenzela amakhiyo nivule storeroom, nishaye storeroom. Hayi lapha phambili ku display ngoba nizobonakala. Shy storeroom, and then
So
from
this
there,
was a pure act of crime.
yeah.
It's not about sabotage and what been
No.
just straight.
Phela mina I became rebellious masengiceda ukuxoshwa
Yeah.
after I was
Oh yeah.
I became very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
angry,
You wanted to
rebellious.
settle some scores. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I want to settle the score, you know.
Mm.
I've got a national diploma in analytical chemistry. I'm well spoken, I'm well educated, but now because
You're
of
unemployable
I'm
at the same time.
yes. Kusho ukuthi, and then what then happened, we planned. I got 3 other guys.
Yeah.
Khona lapha eTutuza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we went one Saturday morning, so ngabo 12:12.
Yeah.
Esarensekela yonke ifurniture lapha mfowethu. And the layout yami said, listen here are the keys of the buckies and the trucks. What you must do, you must go and offload the loot and please bring back the buckies and the trucks, because when you guys get arrested, so that you won't be charged for theft of trucks and motor vehicles.
Well sought after.
Yeah, sure. And
Organized crime.
when you are at the backside of the storeroom,
Yeah.
about 500 meters, that's where the Nigel police station is. So the police are moving in and out there. They are not aware that we are busy looting the storeroom. So the snack with me was I was still going to look for a buyer. And these 3 guys already had their own buyers because it was already arranged. Ukuthi mabashaya ihhodlo, mabashaya idulasi, funeke vele ihanjiswe kumabhaya. Mina ngathatha lezi zinto ngayostorisha eshop yakwamkhulu wami ekade ingasasebenzi. And then after 4 days they found the loot. And when the cops came there, they helped themselves, in fact. They took radios, they took TVs, video cameras and video machines and so on. So when the exhibit was called by my lawyer, would no, bring the exhibit. You said my client stole. They couldn't because some of these things were taken. Yeah. But I then took the rap. Yeah, I didn't. They said to me, Miles, listen here, you are now arrested. And imagine you could not.
How were you arrested? Bakthola kanjani? Someone gave them info.
Yeah, no,
You just gave them-
about tell me this thing of community policing forum.
Yeah.
Yenzeka kudala ngabo
Yeah.
80s kusakhona thina.
Nibabiza impimpi though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And the foot, what happened, it's a family member of mine, Tipa, because it became headline news the Monday morning. Uguti in Nigel, a small town, there was a house breaking and the loot took that was taken away. It's about 120,000. It was
At that time.
Yeah, it was history.
Big heist.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and then my cousin, who stayed just opposite my grandfather's shop,
Yeah.
there were no walls and so yabo. Babona loku sit deliver le loot.
Yeah.
And I understand. About 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then it became a big story the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday.
Yeah.
Then, yes, the information went out. And I had to take the rep because the shop yakabkhulu wami, and it was no more used, you know. And then I said, okay, I will just go and deny.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngat-deny. Magistrate ekugcineni, listen here. If you tell us what really happened, we can share le minyaka engizokunika yona, ngizokuhambisa wena. Yeah, mara ungasitshela ukuthi ubani silandele abantu labo sithole nale furniture le yabo.
Yeah.
Because my loot was found.
Oh.
And then I denied and I deny and I deny. And they gave me 6.5 years as a first-time offender.
Yeah.
And it was called that huisbraak met die opset om te steel en diefstal. Housebreaking with the intention to steal and theft.
Yeah.
But for me, where I was then, very young, anxious and very rebellious, it was more like redistribution of the country's wealth. En Afrikaans sê hulle herverdeling van die land se rykdom. And soon after 1994, that kind of crime, we started calling it affirmative shopping.
Yeah.
Herstellende inkopies. Manje, they are calling it expropriation without any compensation. What that do?
Yeah.
So 6.5 years ngayithatha ngayinigel prison ijele ngalenza labancane. Ya ngoba ile Beitepos.
Yeah.
From the bangukuse Motapi.
Yeah.
Mangifike Motapi vele filing lami, they've already put to say, look, this is a troublemaker. Put him in a cell where he will be gang raped. put him in a cell where you must be taught a lesson.
Yes.
This is prison.
Yeah. Your prison stay must be hell.
Yes, because he's a troublemaker and he speaks a lot of English.
Yeah, but who's the instigator? Who actually is now giving an opdracht?
Is the Trombewaarders, is the prison warders.
Yeah.
Because they put into your file when they transfer you.
Okay.
So when the file gets there, they at least has got instructions.
But
on
when
it.
sijele labancane eNigeria, sorry man, just to chip in. Ngifuna understand what kind of ubuncane bejele, because sometimes umuntu buy some drugs ejele, sometimes umuntu gangsterism. I mean, when you were new, ubuya from ngaphandle fresh, mawulenza libe lincane wenzani, you instigate abochunani eNigeria.
They call it instigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngoba imanje when he phoned us, he said, we're going to take you now for rehabilitation, retraining, re-education, that.
Yeah.
And you'll come out a law-abiding, useful and productive citizen.
Yeah.
Manje mangifike eNigeria ngithola ukuthi ayikho nje yonke lento le. Ngaqala ke manje ngatshela amajita ukuthi bhekani lamashisha lejele liyabheda lejele bathi uzochisa bajele la. And mangikhuluma namanye amajita ngibhekani laba futhi masenzile scheme lapha kusho ukuthi manje sike
Yeah.
let's do something about the conditions and the treatment. My big five at me kadze fali in German, stanele di ane o shall meet met 25 caterpillars. Manje vele. I'm a big five aspana vele.
Yeah.
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 We are using Italia corner. Yeah. Shall the Errol.
German, bazokupimpa no.
Yeah. That's Ben and German.
Yeah.
Kwatholakala manje ukuthi no, I must be careful ngihlangane nentwana ezislam. Yeah, well, what I did, I never decided ukuthi I must take a number.
Yeah.
Because I was all over the place. You know, mangifike eMotapi, when I got there, because I'm African speaking, I kwaba nezingamla zithi no. Jy sien 'n kaffer wat Afrikaans spreken is en ons strong word nie geraak nie. Bangmuksa to the area commissioner Slabert.
Yeah.
Manju Slabert was an Afrikaner, a real Afrikaner.
Yeah. Rera boer, yeah.
Yeah. Africa, what him listen here. If you speak Afrikaans here and you're a black man, because for them I was a black man, you must behave yourself. Because here at my prison, those blacks who are speaking Afrikaans are not assaulted, are not touched. It's an instruction that comes to me. And I thought maybe it was trying to soften me.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. In fact, I got even worse. When I got there, they said, no, you can become a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, preparatory course. That's where you started. About grade 1, grade 2. And then you become a private candidate when you go to senior level, and then from there you become a private student.
Yeah.
So then I started as a teacher, and I was very specific.
Yeah.
I teach Afrikaans,
Yeah.
natuurskeikunde, that's physical science,
Yeah.
and biology, and maths. You know, at a preparatory level now.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, I then found out later the big fives pimped me to say, look, this guy at night he talks about Mandela. Who's Mandela? This guy is talking about ANC. What is ANC? This guy is talking about Robert Sibukwe and Nolithuli. It's when I was expelled from Eskolweni. Yeah, they took me to Kulugut's 30-day paradise. After 30 days, they took me to I-Block. I-Block ke manje lapho kushaya umthetho ke manje lapha. Kushaya umthetho ke manje. Yes, gangsters paradise. But manje mangifika I-Block vela amajita ayangifostana, because I was on the side of guys that were wearing the same green outfit like me. And I became very popular because uthole awuthami no bheka la Grootman ngifuna ukuaphila le case yami ngigwetshelisa yini. Yeah, then I became a sort of a jailhouse lawyer. Yeah. So funda lapha ngibhala Afrikaans, and sometimes masesibhala le aphile yahamba ePretoria. When it comes back, this guy's been called. When he goes there, the sentence has been reduced, or his sentence is been acquitted. That is how popular I became amongst Amajita. And they could not touch me.
You're a reputable brand now.
Yes. Phela lapha bephuma iopdra ukuthi bakhipha ilihlo mawuphapha lapha. But no lentwana le ngisasentwana blind. No, we are not going to touch you, Miles. Ngoba unathi bro wami. And manje njengoba ukhuluma le Afrikaans yakho umnandi, ushukela, umnandi. That's how I survive. And if ulo uSlarbed, the area commissioner, abatshele ukuthi uMiles noma he can instigate, please don't touch him. Yeah. And when I was in Modapi, then we ended up rubbing shoulders with the last Mkhonto Wesizwe regiment. There were about 15 of them. They were arrested somewhere here in Pretoria. They were coming from all over the country on a mission to bomb either power stations and sabotage soft targets. They were arrested with AK-47, limpet mines, hand grenades, and they sent them to Modapi trial because that was in fact a suitable institution to trial when you've been arrested for political activities. About Terra Likota trialed there. About Popo Mulifi trialed there. So they were the second Mkhonto Wesizwe regiment. The reason why they were kept Modapi, Delmas was the nearest to have a circuit high court. Instead of let them travel from Modapi Pinoni to Pretoria, they said no, go to Delmas because it's quicker and there isn't much that might happen in terms of these guys trying to escape. So that is when I was expelled from Esikolweni, and then I was elected to be one of the cleaners. Especially these guys. They stayed there. They were separated from the rest of us. And I was one of the 6 guys that were appointed to keep the place clean and make sure these political detainees are not in conditions which are unwanted. And then these guys, every weekend there was a fight, big fives fight with 28s and so on. And then these guys wanted to know Then we told them it is a system that has been perpetuated by these Afrikaner guys for us to keep on fighting one another so that we cannot talk about rights and so on. But by that time, Lentuyama prisoners' rights was not heard of. Then they said, listen here, why don't you start a structure and use the structure to infiltrate the gangs? Where do we start? They gave us the ANC constitution. They say, here's the ANC constitution, take this constitution and plagiarize it. Long
Copy
before
and paste,
long before you cut and paste. Where there is political what you must put prisoners' rights. So shy get in the constitution and use that constitution to infiltrate. And most of the time these guys are not educated. But they tell you to say, Miles, what is that you're telling me about rights? This human rights thing, what the hell is that? Because it might take our powers as generals. It must take our powers as captains. No, it's got nothing to do. What we're going to do, we're going to regroup. And if there is conditions and treatment which we don't like, we either go on a passive hunger strike, we go on a full-blown hunger strike, we down tools, or we shy it. But no, okay, siyakuzwa mfowethu.
Manje kwenzani ukushaya isithwetla?
Ukhuluma usho
Ngeliphuna-phuna. Nabe ngamashanglos ngaphandle.
Vele. Phela kunamajita kuphela lapha kufani njengamanje because now you've got female correctional officers. Okay, but no, it's fine, Miles. Because we trust you. You have become a jailhouse lawyer overnight. We trust you. Okay, loku muntu kancane 1 week you move, you stay in another section. 1 week and it's been kept secret so that the correctional officers mustn't know that there is an infiltration la. And it was never allowed according to the book. Ibhuku lakangelekejana nongoloza. Ukuthi impatha izositshela la ukuthi ifuneke ezini. But they allowed me. Because I became a jailhouse lawyer and I was a teacher. And then they said, okay, Miles, we hear you. I'll look see infiltrator. And after the infiltration, we then started writing petitions writing memorandums. Amabhunu amangala ukuthi what the hell is happening here?
That was the birth of ISWAPO kahle kahle.
Yeah. Kusho ukuthi we started talking about prisoners' rights in the late 80s, instigated by Umkhonto weSizwe, the 15 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my relationship was with the two elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brapita. And I think Brapita needs to come to the party,
Yeah.
Peter Maluleka, because he's the only one I can talk to and have access to come and tell the story that has not been told for the past 30 years. And after they have advised us,
Yeah.
Guti no, Kalani structure, and this structure started to work like a bomb. And this white Afrikaner guy started to come to terms.
Yeah.
Guti, let's leave this activist, so to speak, and see Guti bazophelelaphi.
Yeah.
I understand how to. So, me, because I had a very close relationship with the two elderly former Umkhonto weSizwe cadres,
Yeah.
ngabatshela ukuthi bafowethu yazi nifuneka nishaye induku la.
Yeah.
Because manje, the way you say you were arrested and you were charged, you are going to get a death penalty, or you're going to go to Robben Island for the rest of your life.
Khona abadakiwe abakwazi ukushaya induku. Kushaya induku uqala phansi ukubaleka. Lento edumile kaSylvester ukuthi ujump ijele.
Yeah.
Na indoda ya-instigate ukuthi kumele kushaywe induku. You're still tuned into Against the Wall. Ngiyazi abantu namhlanje they are glued. They are saying namhlanje basigaya umunye medication namhlanje basigaya enye medicine different. Ama-treatment wale podcast awafani wonke. I told you ukuthi I'll be bringing a firebrand vandag. Hey, Grootman, this episode is cruising nicely. Right, ukhuluma ngokushaya induku. So, tshela ama-Grootman ukuthi kumele kushaywe induku.
Ukushaya induku phela ukuphila ngomoya.
Yeah.
Yeah, ukuthi indoda iphile emoyeni.
Yeah.
Yeah, uthola ijimi, awuthi amishama sama-salt lapha, igijima kuwall lapha, Mtangalo, igijima, uthola indoda igijima kaso ibuye ishama sama-salt.
Yeah.
Ngesinye isikhathi uma ungasi-right ukuthi ugijima ukhuphuka ngomthangala uthi shayisa ama-salt, wow, phuka inhloko. Uyabhoda.
Ulungisela ukubaleka.
Yeah, ulungisela ukubaleka ngaleso sikhathi nenye kumtshele next.
Yeah.
And then okay kunama Air Force 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Khona la abo 2 babaleka thula msindo. Akufuneke kugwazwe umuntu, akufuneke kube nefirifiri.
Yeah.
Kube nalaba Air Force 3 enza sure ukuthi mabahamba ngomoya bayagwaza, bayalimaza amajita, balimaza amaphosi.
Mara no angithi 3 and 4. Le ebuya ngalenye ibuya ku26 enye ku28. Angithi kuno RAF 3 kuno RAF 4.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So ukhuluma ngale eRAF uRAF 4.
No, uref 3.
Yeah.
UREF 3 uhamba ngomoya ngaphandle ukuthi kulimaza abantu.
Yeah.
Ya uhamba
then RAF 4 uyeke lo violator.
Ya uyaviolate brand ngoba ufuna ukuthi manje mabambopha bam apprehend. Athole ichance
Into
ukuthi
zakhe zigibela imendle.
Gibela imendlele futhi nalapho futhi kufuneke manje bahambe i-off.
Yeah.
For ukuthi fede charge ukuthi manibaleka nigwaza abantu nilimaza abantu.
Yeah.
And ngaleso sikhathi ke manje sofuneka kube ne chance ukuthi ubaleke mane off. Uyabona le 3 peaceful guy lesifolo ifuna ukuthi mayiboshwa makungenzeka funeka iye enkantolo izothola ichance yokugcina lapha e-official induku.
Yeah.
You understand?
So bapha iskelem labantu manje bathi siyavumelana
Sure.
siyashaya induku.
But manje njengoba silana lana siyazi phela le ndawo le thina sibuye emazweni Natali, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Limpopo. Ngabadrawela imap njenge-architect mina ngokwami, but it was keep close between mina nalaba Grootman I2. Ngoba mayingayiputshuka dideng nami ngenzeka futhi isigwebo sami base-extend yabo. Drawela imap from main entrance to administrative block, hamba kuye emakhulukutu, kuye laundry, kuye library, yonke indawo kuze kufike ama-section nalapho bakhona esibhedlela balekhoneni. Bafihliwe lesibhedlela vele sisekudeni. Bashala imap ngibatshela ukubhekani la. Yile ma-Grootman I2 nami. Every month kune round call. Khona i-round call relax, i-security yakhona iyabheda. Kube nenye the following month strict kakhulu.
I-stock taking i-run call. Kula uchecka khona ukuthi sisaphelele na.
Sure. Ngabatshela ukuthi no makuvela le round call relax shayani induku bafuthu. Uyazi benzani bacala ke manje mabaye off. Mababuya baphethe umkhono wekati. Yeah, izulu lezandla bafake ezinkweni kumalofu. ya kwafika lelanga lelo mfethu kuyisunday ekseni hayi bashaya duku we call it the most colorful most entertaining peaceful jailbreak that was ever executed by Umkhonto wesizwe mase sikhuluma English eGrooti da bashaya bafind out lapha amanye amaphoyisa asejele after 3 hours ukuthi labantu bahambile into abayenzile babambe abofader lapha esibhedlela babakhumulisa impahla zabo bagcoke impahla zabo babavalele emakhulukuthu baphuma emuva imoto zipakile zalabo fader bake nje eduze la court says bangena ekarini amajita ngamanye bayi 13 kusale 2 lama Grootman ayi 2 wasala wona bathi no bona nyeke bahambe ngoba sebabadala phume le moto lezi one by one and futhi ufader lapha ku main entrance hamba ubona imoto engami akakhuluma yavula nje phume imoto ezi3 fake ebhuthini amanye amajita ba cross ke manje baye Daveyton
Prison break gone.
That is most powerful, most peaceful, most entertaining jailbreak.
Orchestrated by Miles Buri himself.
Ngizokutshela into mfethu funeka sikhulume lide ngibangibize ngizoyiconfirm ngoba uBra Peter ngoba naku usaphila uBra Bennett Mkhwenyane wase Mangaung unfortunately passed on.
Yeah.
He was a sickly man.
Yeah.
But he was an artist bekana ukuthi athathe ama-tissue namaphepha akwenze njengobuhleli lapha yeah he passed on unfortunately and lezi intwana lezi ezi13 funeke siyozilanda bafuthi because after the elections they were promoted into the navy, into the army, into air force and so on, and I have never heard anything from them ever since. Maybe azange baze batshele ukuthi lento ukuthi bashaye eduku Thula Msindo
nangu doctor.
Yeah, maybe they never been told, but uBra Peter, I keep him accountable nginazi inamba zakhe and I hope he's going to watch this podcast. He's the only one that can tell the tale. After my elections, after they disbanded political parties, Leauti Lazy Zabuya from exile. Because what they did when they left the premises, they then went to Daveyton, just opposite Motapi. Amakaravela I2, I3 bebabamele lapha. Babathatha babamukse eBotswana. Maybe mabandlula somewhere labo Brits, Rustenburg. Ilapho kukhala khona impempe ukuthi kubaleka abantu la. Lama Grootman ayi was benza ngathi balele lapha. They was like we don't know what's happening here. Yeah. So that is how these guys escaped. Yeah. And then in 1990, when political prisoners were released and political parties were disbanded, Zabuya gele autism. So uBra Peter ended up becoming a portfolio chairman of the Department of Infrastructural Development at national level. That is where I started to talk to him about issues of prisoners and assistance and so. But I could see uBra Peter was no more comfortable because I've been seen as a rebel. I've been seen as a loose cannon against the powers that be. But the long and the short of the story is South African Prisoners Organization for Human Rights. If you can read the constitution in the offspring of the ANC constitution, you understand? And that is where I have my first encounter with Umkhonto wesizwe. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not apologetic or remorseful. I'm not going to repent. This organization was in fact started by the last Umkhonto wesizwe
dispensation.
Yes, the Motapi. So that is why I'm very close by heart and by soul and by mind to Umkhonto wesizwe political party. You understand? And that's a topic for another day because Abafuthi has got a right to vote. Sentenced and unsentenced. But what is very disturbing, kwashona Abafuthi abayi 21 at once at Queenstown prison. Eastern Cape. They were left to die with smoke inhalation. They set aside their cell They said it. They said it alight. Balwelani ukuvota. Okay. And we need to go back and commemorate that day. We need to go back and go and trace those graves, yala bafowethu, and go and trace abazali babo. You understand? Because they die for this vote, which is taken for granted for so many years after our first democratic election. You know, that is why when I talk about Leto Mfowethu, I become very emotional. You understand? Because the right to vote didn't come easily. And the other thing is, the majority of our brothers and sisters are not given, a heyday to openly, freely, democratically elect their leaders or vote. Because we are told, good, look, you must first register to become an eligible voter. And more register, you must have your identity document. Imagine upandita was really umazisi ula ekhaya eSoweto. So you expect ukuthi your family must travel all the way kumuksa nje umazisi wakho eWestville. You understand? And if you have not registered, you are not going to vote. And if you don't have an ID, you must pay anything between 1,800 and 10 rand to get a temporary ID. And how are you going to get, and where are you going to get that money? Because you are at the spell and at the mercy of a system that should have made sure, ukuthi, because you are a potential eligible voter, they must make it much easier for you because you are under their guard. You understand? And this has been going on for 30 long years. You will have to go to court to challenge the Department of Correctional Services, the IEC, challenge the Minister of Finance that is supposed to fund for your temporary ID, challenge the President, challenge the Department of Correctional Services. Now that is where, Tina, we said EIEC, in our books, in our reading, and in our mentality and psychology, it's not independent, because they are the ones who first go to court with you if you say, please, let everybody register who are eligible to vote. But no, that's not our baby. It's a baby of the Department of Home Affairs. Home Affairs said, no, these people don't have money. And we're not going to give them free of charge. So this struggle also goes on. It's either they're going to take away the right to vote and totally constitutionally disenfranchise Abafuti and Abotatiwetu, or they're going to do it the way it's supposed to be done. Guti, I am not going to be left behind due to the fact that I don't have access to my ID. One. Number two, I cannot pay for a temporary ID.
Brother Miles, kune passion esirious ebonakala emehlweni wakho when it comes to ama issues of my inmates. What gave birth to that love and passion? Yoguti, you need to fight for their rights. I mean, you are an independent thinker. You had your own situations, behind bars and in the system. That was called the correctional services. That was meant to dehumanize you, expose you, dampen your spirit. But you rose above the storms of life. But I want to understand the passion and the love. Boshwa. And I need to mention also, Mausa Hlelekaya, as uklika le button, like and subscribe. Ugutu Brother Miles is one of the individuals about Dumile in the country. And Kulming born free. They are not excluded, but mhlambe we will educate them. Uguti le face enibona la. This is the most popular face. Actually, this is the face that represents the orange nalobu black obupale uguti correctional services. Brother Miles Pudu. So the passion, brother, ibu happy.
You see, Mina, I have from childhood days decided and took a decision. Kuti, I'll always be on the side of the poorest of the poor, the vulnerable, the unemployable, the victimized and humiliated. I took that decision. Guti, no, that is where I want to be, because I realize, Guti, the majority of the people of our country are poor, they are weak, they are voiceless, they are intimidated, they are harassed, and they are degraded. That is a decision I took long before I went to prison. I wouldn't like to see you get victimized because of the skin of your color, of the color of your skin.
Yeah.
And I bumped into various opportunities
Yeah.
where I was told ukuthi bheka la kuyadliwa la mfowethu. Lento ukuthi uzaloku ukhuluma English lana
Yeah.
and English doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
When you will die a pauper. Not it's fine. Maybe it was meant to be I will die a pauper. Now the mere fact that I had at least an opportunity ukuthi ngiyesikolweni ngenza wonke ama subject wami ngesibhunu
Yeah.
and Afrikaans. It even made me even worse rebellious. They call me a rebel without a cause.
Yeah.
Yes, and I sometimes ask myself, Miles, why didn't you stick to your profession? But I've got some of my friends, got sebenza sonke as laboratory technicians. They are well off.
Yeah.
And you will never hear them saying anything which sounds like neoliberal, neo federal, anti-neo-fascist. Okay. So I've been married now for almost 30 years, and why don't you? No, man, I can't do it because of my public image. Public image doesn't pay the bills here. And by the way, I never earned a basic or an income. Since I released or when fighting for that, I never earned a minimum wage for it. All was about an honorarian or a stipend. And Amafanders, okay, we were popular during the heydays of Utata, the Rivonia Trialists, Abosisulu, because they were in there. They were very sympathetic to this organization. They gave us some office space. They gave us people that we must get funds from and donation. After the Rivonia Trialists, Abu Tabon Pegi then took a pen and pull it over this whole thing of prisoners' rights. What rights does prisoners have? And ever since, the organization never had officers. The organization never had fully paid staff. The organization never had operational cost. Now, what has ignited this struggle of prisoners' rights? It's the gadget. We call it a gadget. Yeah, they call it a contraband. And we have been in a fearless struggle for the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if not 5 years.
What is your stance with the gadget?
The gadget must be, it should have been legalized, constitutionalized. It should have been official because it happens in democracies which are matured. It happened in civilized democracies. They should have by now have done a research a long time ago how to control, manage, how to supervise, and how to enforce the gadget. You don't walk into prison with a gadget. That is not going to allow. You go in there without your gadget, but you work your way up according to AMA classification. And then when you have reached a certain stage,
a group,
that's it, And you are made to understand, here are the laws. This is your gadget and you must look after your gadget. We know exactly what is happening. The moment you use this gadget or somebody else use this gadget to further your criminal activities, you're going down. It's an education.
But what systems or filter or measures will be put in place? Because you can't regulate that thing. As soon as someone has the full access, now they're doing a video call and it will actually promote the issue, phone sex and everything else. So how is this going to now instill discipline and also further, correcting the offenderal behavior?
Well, this thing starts with us. As sentenced prisoners, we must agree amongst ourselves. We are not going to allow you to sebenzise le phone ezosijampisela izinto. That's where the education starts. And the correctional officers must also be educated about how this thing or this gadget must be used for the good of it. It starts all here. It starts all treating the correctional officer with dignity, treating the sentenced or unsentenced prisoner. For 18 months now, we decided to call them revolutionaries. I once said this on TV, and one white woman nearly kicked me out of the studio. How can you call criminals revolutionaries? Now, that is a app that we are planting in the head of a guy that is doing time. Because when you do time for a crime you have committed, you must be conscientized by those who come from there and those who don't want to go there. Ukuthi, listen here, we are now no more calling you ipantiti, Sposhwa, criminal. We are calling a revolutionary. And a revolutionary has got a certain responsibility. Yeah, and a revolutionary, to revolutionize you, it starts with the elevation of the mind. Okay, that is a kind of language. But when you talk about this, you must make sure there are tools and instruments that will turn you into a revolutionary. Not a 28, a 26, a 27, a big five, and so on. Now, because if you can then become gangsters, why can you turn them around and let them come better citizens by means of giving them the respect and dignity? Because when you are behind bars, you are now serving your sentence and your dues to the community. And this is what people don't understand, and I cannot blame the majority of people not understanding. When you are arrested, you are given an opportunity to go to court to bring your side of the story. And when the state has proven its case beyond the reason of the doubt, then you must go in there for redemption. Now, correctional services or prisons should have never been in the business of punishment, because being in prison is punishment enough. Now, the majority population of this country would never understand that language, because we come from a background where black people never had any respect amongst themselves, must just respect the opposite color, never had any dignity amongst ourselves, you must show the dignity for the other color, and so on. But it's something that should have started 30 years ago to elevate the mind, because that is where the revolution is out here.
Yeah. Brother Miles, I think siyangena deep manje. See, with the conversation it's heated up. Somewhere in 2017, I might be wrong, stand to be corrected. I think we East London, if I'm not mistaken. Kuye kwayenziwa enye into laphana bayibiza ngokuthi ex-offenders imbizo. So we had hours, and it was very colorful and very educational. The impartation of knowledge was super great. And until vandag siyabona ama results, abeza la abaningi, they are rehabilitated as they come. So in 2017, babiza ama inmates bawabhukhele kuspendwe multi-millions of rands laphan. So I want you to unpack the whole thing, because I believe you are part of a delegation or the people that were invited. What was the mission, the vision, and the objective, as it were, for that same conference?
Out here, a smaller correction. It was on the 22nd arrival. Yaqala on the 23rd to the 24th of July 2015.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
St. George Hotel.
Yeah.
Centurion. Buses came from all over the country.
East London. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
And these were ex-offenders. And it was an initiative of the former Deputy Minister Thabang Makwetla, supported by Zakaria Modise as a national
commissioner.
We were all there. All the departments were there. We were taken. We were like treated like kings and queens. And we came out the last day with 9 recommendations. And I will paraphrase some of them, and I will only pick on those that made sense to people like us. One was to educate society about people who comes out of prison. They must be accepted and given a second chance. Tina, we call it the last chance. Number 2, private sector come to the party in terms of investing in programs and projects for people that come out of prison. And even before they go to prison, in order to stop them ending up in prison. Okay. And number 4, there was more like a Department of Correctional Services must consider employing some of these ex-offenders who they train, so to speak, whilst they are in detention, without having to refer to their previous criminal record. And that legislation needs to be influenced to do away with this 10-year window period. Because you are told Doesn't matter what's the nature
Criminal
of your crime.
expungement.
Yes, you will have to walk the narrow and tight for 10 years.
Yeah.
And after 10 years, you can apply. And it is possible that after 10 years, you might not even get your criminal record expunged. And the other thing was that the Department of Correctional Services must support the establishment of a federation of ex-offenders and offenders organizations, so that you deal with e-replication, you deal with e-revolving, repeating of projects and aims and objectives and so on. Now, if a half of those recommendations were implemented, I'm telling you, from 2015 up to so far, we were going to talk a different language. But then we find out later, Guti, that ex-offenders conference was a sham. It was a scam. It was more like those who were the organizers of this ex-offenders conference
Benefit.
was for feedback, kickbacks.
Yeah.
Namanye magama.
Benefiting and Julie.
Millions.
Let's
of
name
taxmen.
let's name and shame.
Yeah.
I know, Guti, you've got a very strong, I know hate is a strong word, but you are going against our principles and our policies. Personally, Wanga Legrotman Usingabako Ngumalo, who is currently a spokesperson. So I want you to name and shame the people that you think, okay, these people are involved. I mean, it's about time. We must call each other out.
And I was never afraid to call them by names. I beg your pardon.
Sure.
There will come a time that we will even call and announce their cell numbers,
Yeah.
their email address.
Hey, Poppy Act is on Limaza.
I know good rises so hlangana khona esithubeni sakaNtombela,
Yeah.
because masesifikile lapha esithubeni sakaNtombela, we explain
Yeah.
why have we gone against the Poppy Act. Because Mina, where I'm sitting, the Poppy Act is not cast in stone. You see, when you are a spokesperson of any department,
Yeah.
there's no privacy lap.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah,
individual.
yeah. Your number is public. Yeah, sure.
Yes. You see when you run an Afrikaans wat hulle sê 'n Griekse hoer is.
Yeah.
It's a brothel where the Greeks are doing this thing.
Yeah.
It's your private thing, but it is illegal. You must know what you are doing
Yeah.
something that is illegal.
Yeah.
And when we expose you because you are doing something illegal, then you will come and tell us about the Poppy Act and so on. I've got an idea what the Poppy Act is, because I only read into the 1.5 paragraph.
Yeah.
It's about privacy. It's about your individual rights in your own space and so on. But the moment when you sit in a meeting, even if it's a public meeting, there's nothing private about you there.
Yeah.
There's
You're in
nothing.
the public office, by the way.
Sure. So what we are saying, Usingabako, we coined him the notorious propagandistic spin doctor. Usingabako came to the Department of Correctional Services. He was my size. That was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
As an administrator, regional office of the Department of Correctional Services, Hatfield. He was running around there like a headless chicken. Not long thereafter, he was escalated to the head office. Not long thereafter, he became this astute, propagandistic spin doctor. And he knows that I and those who I'm rubbing shoulders with are very, very concerned about his conduct. Because all the ministers and commissioners come in and out of each department, and he is still there.
As an administrator, yeah.
And then as a spokesperson.
Implementing agent. Yeah.
And he has grown so big that he thinks he is the minister and deputy minister and national commissioner. And they gave him that rope because the minister don't want to get too much involved. It's about criminals and prisoners and rapists. The deputy minister also don't want to be seen talking good things about the target group who let his bills be paid at the end of
That's
the
very
month.
deep. Yeah.
You understand? Even the national commissioners, we are told that the national commissioners are administrators and public servants.
Yeah.
They are not political heads.
Yeah.
But seemingly, it's a lie.
Yeah.
The commissioners are as politically
Running a
tainted.
political agenda, yeah.
Yes, they are
Exactly.
politically concocted.
Your thoughts on Untate Tobachal, which is the current national commissioner?
You know, I thought he's a young man that wants to come and learn from the old dogs. Mkantjebov.
Yeah.
But I could see within no time that he's been influenced. And he has followed Miles Bood waphuma ejele ngo-1991. Yeah, he's been following.
Mm.
And manje, I had a meeting with him.
Mm.
No. I had an appointment with him.
Yeah.
And he agreed that we meet.
Mm.
He said he cannot meet with me personally. We must do it visual.
Yeah.
And everything was set up.
Yeah.
And he could not come online all of a sudden. And I knew exactly what was happening because the only minister I met in the past 30 years after my imprisonment was the late Mr. Sipho Mzimela, whose soul must rest in peace. And he went to exile as an ANC activist. He came back and he jumped the ship.
Yeah.
And he became an Inkatha Freedom Party member of parliament. And then they gave him the correctional services minister. And that is why he met with me. And there was now an expectation on the 15th I was going to meet with
The new
Peter
minister.
Johannes
Groenewald.
the president van Vryheid Front.
Mm.
And 3 days
Mm.
after I had a live interview with Singer Bako, the notorious propagandistic spin doctor, that meeting was postponed.
Shut down.
Yeah. And I was given all
Do
sort
you
of...
think is that's a sabotage? Are they hiding something? Because this is a public platform. Public opinions. I know ukuthi kunabantu abakhomentayo. They will want to know, of course, ukuthi the people must come to the fore, Chief. What are they hiding? What's the story? Why are you not being given a platform to ventilate and say your piece?
Because I never wanted to be part of them. I refuse, regardless of the opportunities I had, to become a multi-millionaire. My first opportunity to become a multi-millionaire of note was when Busasa approached me in 2000, when they would start privatizing Amakish.
Yeah.
They said, Mas, listen here, we see you on TV, you are very active and so on. We are busy with a project to privatize kitchens. It will start with the 5 and it will spread. When every month we'll give you a 50,000 rand in an envelope. That was in 2000. But please, whenever you come on TV or you say something on radio, you must not forget anything about Ipusas.
Chief, are you saying imali impande yesono, Chief? Mina understand. Manje wala kanjani imali 50,000. Sihleli kanje imali ifuneka.
No, bekazi ukuthi kuzofika isikhathi lapho kuzoba khona namazondo commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what, LTM? This thing that crime doesn't pay, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
Crime doesn't pay fools like me and you. That's why we don't have money. And you know what they say?
Yeah.
This thing that money talks and bull SHIT walk, it's also rubbish.
Yeah.
Because it's when money talks, greed listens. That's the new slogan. And there isn't a perfect crime, let alone a perfect man.
Yeah.
You know, I've gone too deep into this thing that I am. I'm not going to make a U-turn because I will then be seen as a counter-revolutionary.
You're in a sticky situation now.
And then in autumn, there is this thing called a Victims' Rights Charter, which was completed in 2007 by the Department of Correctional Service, Justice, and so on. By now, I'm a victim. Should have rights embedded in a chapter, a section, a subsection, and a paragraph. Like you have prisoners' rights embedded in Chapter 2 of the Bill of Rights, Section 35, subsection 2. And people don't understand.
Yeah, but the victims, Chief, was those busy entertaining amabanjwa.
Yes.
The victims, what about?
There is a chapter that should have, the chapter was finalized in 2007. That chapter should have now entertained and make sure Guti ama victims has got their right place. And when we were making submissions in Parliament many years ago, Kusakona Bokalni House, as the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Correctional Services.
Yeah, before Abu Smith,
Yes. We've made presentations, and I was then told in sidelines off the record, good Miles, you know what? The reason why this chapter won't be constitutionalized, it won't be promulgated to become law, the state is going to be bankrupted. Because the chapter says each and every victim, if proven beyond a reason of the doubt, must be compensated, must be reparated. Like you have the road accident fund.
Yeah.
You get in an accident, you get paid. Good man, the way our victims are they're going to bankrupt
the state.
The state. And then they come with this cooked up thing called victim offender dialogue.
EVOD.
At the tail end of it, You should have started this thing at the head.
Yeah.
Which the moment you become a victim,
Yeah.
you must be identified and the state must assist you psychologically, mentally, infrastructurally, and so forth.
Yeah.
And carry you through until lo muntu azohlangana one day with the victims' rights.
Yeah. All right, let's declare ke. We are not in any way suggesting ukuthi abantu mele baba amavikela mbuso ama-rebel against the system correctional services. Angithi we understand ukuthi sikhuluma corrector the offenderal behavior and correctional services sikhuluma nge-rehabilitation ne-development. However, umbuzo olandelayo wokugcina la kuMtate Malsbudu, I want to understand, leader, is i-rehabilitation proper? Ikhona lento le uSylvester ngamagama akhe, is it tangible? Into ekhona or into engekho na? By the way, the man I was talking to now, or the man engisakhuluma naye namanje, you crossed path with different presidents of the country and even abantu bangaphandle. I remember uMgabe, may his soul rest in peace, President Robert, alenda engena la eMzansi wakuthola ufaswa ngama-chain ume airport. I want you to give me mhlambe just at the back end sesiyivala lento le just a bit ye taste ukuthi uMalsbudu, the Jericho mile we have walked with this journey, and then bese uvala ngalento yokuthi i-correctional services iya-rehabilitate abantu yini, or nje mhlambe kuse-hotel or ehostela labantu bayakhona badle babe sidudla bafunda ubugebengu uma babuya babuyele vie.
Themba uThami kwafika ulo Minister Louis Farrakhan that leads the nation of Islam. Weza lana against all odds. Bangamfuni ama-Zionist kuteze la. Utata wathi no, you cannot tell me what to do. Your friends cannot be my enemies and your enemies cannot be my friends. He then allowed him. And he came here at the behest of the late Khoisan ex, Upeni Alexander. Because Upeni Alexander was married to an African American that belonged to the nation of Islam. So he came here. You know, and then he went to Zimbabwe, he went to Malawi, and he did an African tour. And then he went back to give feedback to his constituency. And he touched on South Africa. He said, Zimbabwe, Mugabe, he fought in the war and he won the war, but didn't take away the land from the Caucasians. And those who fought with him came to him and said, look, brother, we have joined you in the war. We fought with you in the war. We won the war, but the land is still in the hands of those who came here and stole it from us. You got to give back the land to us. But before Mugabe giving back the land, he was the darling of white people. You always their best friend for as long as you're not a friend of your people. For as long as you let them do what they want to do to us, you are an all right nigger. But when Mugabe said, we got to take back the land from the Caucasians and the white farmers, I mean, who had thousands and thousands of acres of land, and black people have none, all of a sudden, England and America turned down on Mugabe. Right now in South Africa, Thabo Mbeki is reasoning taking land, but Thabo Mbeki could never do that because Thabo Mbeki is compromised. He's a black man and he's a white man inside there. And he went to visit Mandela. And Mandela promised him to say, look, the white folks promised him that they will give enough land, they will give enough houses, clean water, and affordable electricity. But the white folks never did that. He said when he got off the plane, when he came here, he saw a man in chains. And that man didn't say a word. And it was Malsbudu. When he went to his hotel, in Carlton Hotel, the former Carlton Hotel, that is now living under his shadow, there I was still, I didn't say a word. And then he concluded, Gutu Malsbudu was saying, Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't care damn what they say, we're still in chains. He then went and had dinner with Winnie Madikizela Mandela. And Winnie Madikizela told him, my former husband did this and this because white folks said they will do this and they never did it. Now, if you come to South Africa, that is what he said. If you go to South Africa now, the land is still in the hands of the whites. The diamonds are still in the hands of the whites. The gold is still in the hands of the whites. Everything of value is still in the hands of the whites. The power of military might is still in the hands of the whites, and the white world has to pay. And we'll tell you one day, who are these people who made all these promises and never fulfilled them, who is now called the Stellenbosch Mafia. We'll tell
Yo.
you who are those guys.
Yeah, that's how we wrap it up. I-rehabilitation, ikona or ayikho, Ntate Miles Budu.
Rehabilitation is investment. It all depends, Kuti, when you come out of prison, who you know and who will invest in whatever project you start as an ex-offender to make this thing work. But the moment you come out and you are still critical about not only the department, about the state the country is being driven to, you will never get funding. You will never be recommended to do anything to try and break that vicious circle. They call it receiverism.
The storm is brewing. The pot is in the stove. The bun is in the oven. Something big is coming, South Africa. Look for this face in 2026. Look for this face in 2029. Abamamele onezindlebe uyangizwa ukuthi ngithini. Keep well and stay blessed. uNkulunkulu anibusise. This has been the most beautiful episode. Leader ngathi uNkulunkulu angakuvulela indlela zakho. Mangikubona next time ngicela sihlangane sama millionaires. Asike sikhulume a different language because we want to rehabilitate and make sure ukuthi people kwamampela mpela bayasizakala ngale show. I know ukuthi abantu bakhuluma nge-second coming already. Already there will be second coming. Is there any email address mhlambe that you would like to leave so that
Yes.
abantu bakwazi ukucontact? Revolution is still on. The revos are still there. So
Yes.
any other last message for folks, whether in prison, whether bakhona bala, any last words from you?
Yes, they can get me at email address. It's a very simple email address. It's B for bread, golden, GOLDEN, Miles, MILES, at gmail.com. And you can also get me on my cell phone WhatsApp number 067 165 8205. And my X account is gold, not with the N, it's GOLDE Budu, BHUDU 7236. That is my X account. Yeah, and I shy didn't out him. Wedingiliza didn't ngifuna uqambela manje.
You know abantu ababhaya ne bazovuma ngelinye lamalanga. Le podcast iyakhula, you know, leaps and bounds, and also equality yesiletha yini. I agree ama interviews. I've been wanting to have a sit down noNtate Miles Budu, but finally ke namhlanje ke it's happening. So we thank God for the gift of life. uNkulunkulu anenze kahle. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Keep well and stay blessed.